Welcome, fellow educators, to a podcast where laughter is the best lesson plan. Get ready to chuckle, cringe, and relate as we share hilarious tales from the front lines of teaching. From classroom antics to unexpected mishaps, join us as we dive into the comical chaos that comes with shaping young minds. Grab your Stanley cup, sit back, and prepare for a laugh-out-loud journey through the unforgettable funny stories that happened while we were teaching. In an episode known as friEd Funnies. Good day, friEd fans. You're in for a treat. This is a pretty lighthearted one. Episode number 6 with half of the friEd Online team. You recognize my face. I'm Daryl Legaspi. And right below me is... there she is. And we've got a new person right over there.
Oh, she's up here to me.
To my right, to the right.
No.
With a pupster. No, to the left. To the left. You don't see
my screen, it's total. But yours is the one that's recording, so who cares?
Am I pointing when I'm pointing this way? I'm not pointing at Allison.
No, you're pointing to the screen
logo. Because I'm in a different location. But anyways, right adjacent to me is a new person.
Hi.
This is where you introduce yourself.
My name's Allison Yeager.
Hello,
I'm
Allison.
Specialist on friEd Online.
Yay! I'm so excited. We're all so excited. You can tell.
Everyone else is at TCEA this week, so you guys are stuck with us.
What are we talking about in this episode? We're talking about our past when we were in the classroom. Things that we do in the class. We're talking about funny things, funny stories.
Yep. I think there's nothing better than just sharing hilarious stories. Nothing makes me belly laugh like somebody's like whoops moment or just like a total flub.
Yeah.
It's my messed up sense of humor.
I'm right there with you. That's why our team gets along so well.
Yeah, that's why we jive. We thought it'd be fun to just share some of our funniest stories from when we were in the classroom. And honestly, mine almost makes me wish I was still in the classroom. Like I miss that part of teaching where you come home every day with just something ridiculous that happened. And like, I love our team. I love what we do here, but it's not like we're not dealing with people who aren't done developing yet. So you just don't wind up with as many ridiculous stories, So I'm excited to hear your guys's.
Yeah, not a lot of funny things happen to us nowadays while working.
They're funny. They're just not podcast haha funny.
That's not there. They're not
funny in a different way.
Yes. Secret inside joke ways.
Yeah, definitely.
All right, so let's hear it. Who wants to go first?
Allison?
I have a good one, but it's technically when I was out of the classroom.
Okay.
So
it doesn't count. Sorry.
Okay.
My whole entire introduction doesn't work then.
Yeah.
Re-record.
Yeah. No.
Okay. So let me set the stage here. But I had just left the classroom and my principal from the school I had just left to move over into a instructional coaching role in the district. And I had been text messaging her through the summer to let her know that I was starting this new position. And she sent me a text message. It was like my first or second week in my new position. And I'm sitting at my desk and she's text messaging me saying, "Oh, I'm so sad you're going to not be here." She was like, "We're going to have a Wizard of Oz theme for the whole school year. We're going to link everything to this Wizard of Oz theme." And I'm text messaging her, "Oh, that sounds so fun. I will, have to miss that with my new position." And
inside you're like,
so nervous. And this principal, she didn't really have much of a sense of humor either. So keep that in mind as well.
Pretty serious gal.
I'm not, and I like sending memes and GIFs, and things like that. And
GIFs,
so
you hear
I'm
that, Lauren? She said
GIFs.
Ugh.
Just
Oh,
saying.
I'll say GIF GIF just because Lauren's here. I'll just call them GIF GIFs.
Good. I'm glad you can be correct half of it. So it's a gift.
Appease everyone,
Okay.
which I did not with her. So, but so I'm text messaging her and I'm like, oh, well, I'll just, look up on the little GIF keyboard, something Wizard of Oz theme to send her. And I was again texting from my new position, sitting at my desk texting because, I'm not in the classroom anymore. I can look at my phone if I want. And I pick it up and I search Wizard of Oz and I see one with the Tin Man dancing, right?
Okay.
He's dancing. Yeah. And I click send and I put my phone back down and I get busy in my new job.
Oh gosh.
And about an hour and a half later, I get a response and it says, okay. And I'm like, that's a weird response.
Wait, okay, just okay or okay with a period? Because that's worse.
Period.
No.
Period.
What?
And I'm like, that's a weird response. And I realized that GIF I sent wasn't just the Tin Man dancing. I didn't watch the whole thing. It was apparently a very long GIF. And the Tin Man is going like this, like putting his arm down, like, he's tooting a horn. But when he pulls it down, it says F you.
Oh my gosh.
Wait,
not
like
just
the letter F or the full word?
Oh, the full word.
And you didn't, oh wow. And you didn't realize that until you got a text message
in
from
smoke.
her.
And again, it's been like an hour and a half-ish since I sent it. So there's been this long span of time.
You could have looked at it and were like, I'm sorry. Unsend. That's even possible nowadays.
Like that stomach sinking, I'm gonna vomit feeling immediately. Like, again, I'm in my new job in the same district where she is a principal. Goodness. And I'm thinking all that's going through my head is she's going to call my new boss and I'm going to be fired and I'm not going to have a job because she's
that's why you're with friEd Technology.
That's how we scooped you up.
So, hey, worked out for us.
That is
and we'll end the story there. I'm just kidding.
And I'm immediately, I was working with Jacqueline at the time. And so I'm immediately telling Jacqueline, oh my God, guess what I just did? And I'm like wanting to crawl under my table.
You didn't even text her back right away. Like, I'm so sorry. You texted
Oh no, I did text back right away. I said, oh my God. That was literally my response was, oh my God, I did not see the full GIF. I am so sorry. I did not mean to send that. I am not saying that to you. And I'm going into like panic mode. And she just says, okay. Period.
Oh my God.
That was it. No. She never text messaged me anything else ever again.
Oh my gosh. Did you have it?
Well, I guess that's an easy way to get people to stop bothering you for stuff. If maybe we should try that in our emails.
That GIF is around. If anyone needs to
we'll send our
GIF,
listeners.
Just go ahead and search Tin Man GIF on your GIF keyboards because it's still there. I found it the other day. I'm doing it now.
Hey, okay. So let's say she's listening to this podcast right now. Is there anything you want to tell her?
I didn't really mean it.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't come back to your team.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, there's one. Hold on, let me see if it loads.
Are you trying to find this GIF?
Yeah. I see the arm motion, so I'm hoping. Hold on. Nope. No, that was just the dance. Don't you wish you would have sent that one?
Oh my gosh.
Here you go. Let me see if I can find it for you.
Wait, Wizard of Oz is what you searched?
I searched Wizard of Oz GIF and let me see if I can find it for you. I found it's saved on my computer right this moment.
It's probably been removed.
I feel like since it's saved on your computer, you've used it a lot. So you can send it.
I still use it. Y'all get emails from me all the time. It's just my signature now.
It may be in one of our online courses.
I was going to say,
like an Easter egg.
Whoever's in charge of the help desk tickets for friEd Online, you want to work that in there?
I'll make it a canned response right now.
Oh
No,
my.
no, no. We're not. That's not us, y'all. It's not us.
No, but that's not how we do things. No, you get Daryl, who's the nicest
Oh
person
my
ever.
gosh. Yes,
Yes.
send us all your questions.
Oh my
I'm
god.
here.
Do,
I'm
do
here for you.
do we need to see it?
I have secondhand embarrassment
That's
from
the one,
hearing.
huh?
Yeah, but oh, that's the one that I saw, but the words were not on it.
Oh my gosh. And
Oh
it comes out so quickly. It's like you
Do
Yeah.
you
literally
see why I missed it?
you should no,
Yeah.
you should have seen it right away. It
Well,
came out
because I
like
just
10
felt
I
like
seconds.
can see why you missed it.
Yeah, it's
I would have
tight
done.
too.
I would have done the exact same thing.
That is so
Yep.
funny and sad. I'm sorry.
I did
No,
not
I
get
love it.
fired. I did immediately. Shayna, my new boss in the department, I like I told my whole team because we had like a big office where all of us had our desks and sitting all together. So like it happened, and I told everyone, "Oh my god, this just
sweet.
happened."
I love that story.
They're all like dying laughing.
Yeah.
And my new
Aw.
boss walked in, and everyone's laughing, and they're like, "Tell her." And so I went ahead and told her, and she's cracking up too. And so I'm
Aw.
like, okay, so I'm probably not going to get
You're okay.
fired
It's
if
okay.
they find
You're
out,
okay.
but it's a good lesson in digital citizenship.
It is. Watch the GIF all the way through.
It's
Yeah.
like whether it's
Be
like
careful what you're saying.
measure twice,
Yeah.
cut once, or watch
Right.
the GIF 20 times.
Don't
Yeah.
text message your old boss.
And I'm
Aw,
honestly
it's
now
okay.
I'm gonna pause before I send gifts anymore.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Well, I don't know
Hidden
how
messages.
anyone
That's
can
so
top
funny.
that story.
Yeah. Yeah. But honestly, if I was on the receiving end of that and someone was like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry," I would have been dying laughing too. That
Yeah.
would have been so funny to me. But again,
I-
that messed up sense of humor.
You have a very different sense of humor than she did. So
I think so. I don't wear my serious pants every day. I don't do that. So
What pants are you wearing today?
my haha funny story pants
How often do you wear those pants?
every
Every day.
day. Oh my goodness. Well, I do have one from when I was teaching. Do I name the restaurant? Like maybe I don't name the establishment that we were at, but
We
I
can
don't know.
guess.
Yeah. Okay. I'll get there in a second. All right. So one really cool tradition of the middle school that I taught at was, so we were in the middle of downtown Denver. Like you could walk out of the school and you could like, you were in the middle of like shops and restaurants, and it was an okay area enough to like walk around and all that. And so one of the traditions that we started a couple years prior to this story, which I think it was like 2017, 2018, but we had Wednesdays were kind of early release days anyways, so that we could do our staff meetings in the afternoon. And we would do on testing, like map testing and all of that, we would do one of the days was on Tuesday, and they would do like a all day or like a half day of classes and then half day of testing or whatever. And then the other tests would happen on Wednesday, and you would be left with this like weird 2-hour like period afterwards. And so with our 8th graders, 6th and 7th graders did not get this opportunity for obvious reasons if you've ever taught middle school, but 8th graders, we would leave and we would go to an off-campus lunch, and it always happened in May towards the end of the year. And this class of kids that I was going with, like, this was my 3rd year of teaching them. I had taught them every single grade. Some of them I even taught in summer school before 6th grade. Some of them have repeated grades, so some of them is so my main point is like, I know these kids very well. We have a really great relationship, and they were one of those classes that like was really goofy, but always knew where to draw the line to where your day wasn't ruined by the antics that they were pulling in
Those
class.
are the best
That's like the
classes.
most lovable. Like that's
Yeah.
the sweet spot. And so, anyway, great kids, troublemakers, but great kids. Deep down. And so they would choose. So we would send out this form, and every teacher was in charge of a restaurant to go to for this off-campus lunch. And it was like Chipotle, or there was a cool brunch spot. There was a little Thai restaurant, all that. I took Chipotle, and all these responses start coming in for like, where these kids are wanting to go, and 60 kids out of the grade wanted to go to Chipotle, and that's almost half the kids in that grade at that point. And so I was like, I'm not alone. Thank you so much. I'm not doing that alone. And so they gave me an assistant teacher to take with me, who I think like was there the second semester of the school year and was maybe there like 2-3 days a week, like just brand new. She's an incredible teacher now, but brand new at the time. And so she and I were taking these 60 kids to Chipotle after testing, and they're already, you know, an after testing kid is just a special energy level, you know what I mean? So,
You're right. Yep.
so I called around like 11 a.m. I called Chipotle right when they opened and was like, hey,
Get ready.
Well, yeah, I was like, I'm bringing about 60 13-year-olds to your establishment.
I don't think there's
And
enough
we are all
sauce or
arriving at the
lime
same.
rice.
They were so sweet. They were like, got it. And like, they're like, thanks for letting us know.
Wow.
We'll be ready for you. And so I'm thinking like this 2-hour period, it's going to take us a while to like walk to Chipotle, to get through the line, for everyone to eat, to do all of that stuff.
This is a pretty big Chipotle. I didn't know you could fit 60 people in there.
It's fairly large, and there was outdoor seating.
Okay.
Weather. Yeah. So we did all right. And middle schoolers, they'll just shove like 14 people.
Yeah.
Anyway, so like
they're
yeah. So anyway, so we get there, and huge shout out to the Chipotle off of Alameda in Denver. They were.
Hey-o.
I've never seen a faster line in my life. These kids were ordering. Everybody's making it. They sit down. These kids eat so fast because they're also kids. And so like it's probably 30 minutes, and everyone has not only gone through the line, but has finished their meal. And we don't need to be back at the school till 2, and it's 12:30.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, oh my God, what do I do with them? Like, we're not camping out in Chipotle, because now that's just rude to the establishment. And so, so another group walked by, and they were like, okay, well, we're going to go down to the park over here. Do any of your kids want to come? So about 20 of our kids went there, which was great. So we were down to 40 now at this point. Mm-hmm. And then a bunch of the kids had time to sit around and think about what they wanted to do next. And so they had all decided already that they wanted to walk to McDonald's. Oops. They wanted to walk to a fast food joint known for a large burger and a clown down the street.
Burger King.
Yeah, BK. So they wanted to get, I don't know, was it? It could have been Jack in the Box. BK. Who knows? So anyway, they want to go get ice cream. And so me and the assistant teacher take these 40 kids down like a very busy road in Denver.
Across the highway.
Not across the highway, but it was like
Frogger.
It was
40 kids.
It was a busy street with not a whole lot of like crosswalk action. So
39 make it.
Yeah. That's the end of my story.
And this is not funny stories. This is tragedy.
We made it with all of them. It turns out kids are surprisingly responsible when they're actually out in like the wild in the real world.
I did notice that too.
We would even take, side note, on like other field trips, we would take public transportation. We would just buy, it was so much cheaper than buses. And we would just buy little tickets for the light rail that goes around Denver.
Oh, no.
And I've never seen kids more like well-behaved, because they just want to be grown up and they just want to be cool like everybody else who's riding it.
Gosh, anyway. It's one of the biggest fears, just leaving one behind. It's like,
oh God,
yeah. I don't know. They did pretty good. But anyway, so I have nothing but wonderful things to say about these kids anyways, but anyway, so we walk down to McDonald's, we make it there, or sorry, the fast food, whatever. At this point, it's McDonald's. We walk it down to McDonald's. We get there, we walk in, and a bunch of kids go and order ice cream, and then a good chunk go and run to the play place. And there's no one in the play place. No children are there. Otherwise, I would have had a different reaction to this whole thing. But nobody's kids are there. Nobody's playing.
It's the middle of the day. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. There's like
school day.
what looks to be like 3 construction workers at separate tables, just enjoying their burgers, and they were getting ready to leave. And that was about it. For the rest was all us in there. And so the kids are ordering, the other kids are on the play place, and they're running around, but like not too crazy, but like, they're like going down the slide and stuff. And
they're supposed to do at a play place.
Yeah.
they're playing at the play place. That's what they're reading instructions finally. And so, but there was a sign that said maximum age 12 years old. And these kids are all 13. And I thought,
so somebody was there, like,
they're small. They're tiny. I mean, like they're fine. And no 4-year-olds trying to get past them to go down the slide or anything like that. So I was like, whatever. And me and the assistant teacher are right there and just kind of like monitoring. Nothing crazy is happening. Well, next thing we know, this manager comes storming out. I mean, at a speed, just a fit of rage.
I know that.
Yeah.
The camera.
Just, you can feel it. There's like wind behind her, and
she was waiting for this moment.
Yeah. She probably had a bad morning,
She wasn't wearing her happy pants.
You've given her an outlet.
Sure. She, who knows? You never know what somebody's going through. Anyway, she was furious with us for being just our presence. We marched right past us, goes to the kids, and starts screaming at all the kids to get off of the play place, which is like fine. Like I was like, all right, guys, like we can start to get down. Like I'm clearly the educator. I've got my badge on. I'm carrying like a backpack with everyone's medication in it, like the classic field trip look. And so I'm like, all right, guys, let's get down or whatever. And then this manager go to one of the girls that was like up on like the top level, was like, and I can see up your skirt. You shouldn't be up there anyways.
Oh my God.
And so at that point, I'm like, okay, these are my crazy kids. You can't yell at they're mine. Like you can't talk to them. Yeah, exactly. Like you can't talk to them like that. Aww. I can yell at them. You can't yell at them. And so I'd start getting them off like really, really quickly, and was like, and I kind of told her like, hey, we're going, it's fine. And so like these kids are seeing me kind of like irritated about the whole thing too. And they also know me, and they know that I'm not shy about like telling somebody off sometimes, but like this lady, it's fine. And so we're getting off the place, we're going, blah, blah, blah. She's still yelling at him the whole time. And we're like shuffling 40 kids out the door. Well, 5 kids are left because they're waiting on their ice cream. And so, And so the assistant teacher takes now 35. Do you see my math this whole story?
It's pretty good. It's really important.
35 down the street. They're headed back to the school at this point. Like, we're just going to go back early. We're going to hang out on the lawn outside, whatever. And so they're all down the street. They're getting pretty far away. It seems like this ice cream is taking years at this point. And this manager, I think she thinks I have left, is now screaming about me to her employees. Like, I don't think she sees me with the kids waiting, and she like how she can't believe that I would take any kid here, or that I would do this with any students or whatever, which I understand is a little bit of an unorthodox field trip, but she's just going off. And these kids are still waiting. They're looking at me like, you gonna give it to her?
I hope you did.
So ready. and I'm like,
give them a show.
We really need to leave, you guys, like whatever. And I'm thinking about also, I'll go ahead and admit it, like the most white suburban girl response. Like I'm like working up the like email to her boss in my head, that I'm going to send, or like the Yelp review that I'm going to leave later or something. Like I'm ready. And so finally all these kids are starting to get their ice cream, and the assistant teacher keeps calling me. Like my phone's just blowing up, and I answer. I was like, yeah, we're waiting on our ice cream, blah, blah, blah. She calls again, and I'm like annoyed at this point. I'm like, yeah, we're coming. I'm trying to leave, I promise. And she goes, you need to leave right now. And I said, I'm aware, I know. And she goes, no, you need to go. Alex just told me that he threw up in the slide. I said,
oh my gosh.
And I turn around and I look at the play place, and the sun is like coming through the window, and it's lighting up said slide. And I can see just a puddle of vomit up there.
Oh God.
And I look at that. I look back at the kids. The last one's getting their ice cream. And I was like, go, 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 go.
No need to say anything to the manager. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
And so
Let's go.
now, so I'm like, I'm not writing anybody any email.
Hightailed it out of there. Like, moral of the story
Karma.
here is you shouldn't play after eating Chipotle. You should wait
Exactly.
at least 2 hours.
I got home. I couldn't wait to tell my husband the story, and he goes, "Oh, classic. Kid eats a lot and then plays too hard and barfs."
That's a headline right there.
Yeah.
Swimming rules: no playing for 30 minutes after
Yeah.
eating.
Anyway,
the
shout out to
rules.
the Chipotle off of Alameda in Denver, and huge apology to the McDonald's off of Alameda in
Well,
Denver.
Did you call the McDonald's ahead like you did with Chipotle?
I did not.
Well,
it was
maybe
all
they're-
happening too fast. Yeah, I know. It's all
Yeah, but the kids weren't. They were doing what they were playing around.
This
They
all
weren't
comes
really
back to
causing
fairly
harm.
poor judgment on my part, but like anyone who's taught 8th graders in May knows
Oh, I know.
that just
Yes.
keeping them on the rails is hard enough,
Mhm.
much less incorporating
After a test,
businesses.
being locked in the room.
Let
Yeah.
alone the teacher's own mental state in May.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Wow.
Anyway,
You know
it
who had
was-
to clean that up?
what's
I
that?
bet you. You know how to clean that up? Probably the manager. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe not.
Well, it would
I
be
bet she had
karma.
choice words for you as she was cleaning that up.
She was looking for
We
that.
shared them all while we were waiting for our ice cream house, and I heard them.
You know, if she
I
had
heard-
your
I heard
contact
everything.
information, she would have sent you that Tin Man GIF.
I was going to say, do you want
Yeah.
the Tin Man GIF in email form? You can send it.
Yeah, she would have sent that to me if I had sent an email to her manager. But yeah, I didn't want this to come back to us at all. I just wanted to leave and never go back.
Out of sight.
And I think I even told the school, like, hey guys, we can't. The McDonald's is a no-go for any future
Yeah.
opportunities. So
There's a
anyway.
ban in that
Oh
school.
my
Your school
gosh.
can't go there anymore.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, my school got banned from a lot of stuff. We got banned from the zoo.
Oh, the
Yeah.
zoo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Apparently
Wow.
we didn't have enough people per child. But it's difficult getting parents to volunteer to go on field trips when a lot of the community that you serve, they work shift work, and it's really hard to get off work.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I had one volunteer in 9 years being at one school. Well, yeah, 10 years in teaching. I had one volunteer in all of my field trips.
Yeah. And I get it. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they don't have time to come to their kids'
no,
school.
but you just
All
can't.
day field trip. Like, it's just different circumstances. And so we weren't gonna. But yeah, anyway, we got banned from the zoo.
Did
we
you
also got banned from the nature museum. I can't remember why on that one. I was at all 3 of those though, and so I'm realizing there was a
There's a link.
It's personal.
Yeah. So that yeah. So that's how I got my school banned from 3 different establishments in the city.
And why barf bags are now a requirement of all field trips.
Oh, my
Yes,
gosh.
and why you should play in the play place before you eat.
Work up that
Yeah.
appetite.
Good tips. Good tips.
Tips. Yeah. Field trips. Gosh,
That's awesome.
the best.
It's so much fun.
Daryl,
You know,
Did
I
you
was
think
trying to
of
figure out a story. So everybody who's listening, I had a story, and I told my friends here the story, and they told me you probably shouldn't tell that story. So, and I agreed with them because
if
that
you
story
see Daryl in the wild ever, ask him about
asked
it.
me, and I'll tell you just between
Yeah.
me and you. It'll be story time with Daryl, but not for this. This story isn't for public consumption. It isn't.
No.
So I'll leave it to y'all's imagination to.
Just imagine the most un-Daryl-like thing.
It's gonna come and kick me in the butt.
And it's also the
So
reason why,
yeah.
if everyone
Kick in the butt.
knew you, it would be a perfectly fine story to tell. But if you just tell the story about like, this teacher, this happened, and this was the result.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I have another short story. And it
Yeah.
kind of relates to, okay, in 2024, everyone has a Stanley, but you know, before the Stanleys were the good old
Stanley. Rest in peace.
my brain just went blank. What were
Oh, Yeti.
Yeti.
Yeti, or we even had Tervis. Remember Tervis before the Yeti?
Yeah, it was a
There's
Yeti. It
Swell.
was
Swell.
Yetis became so popular, and I was teaching, and my small group table, and I had my like Yeti sitting on my small group table, and I
How
had
old
like
were you? Were these kids?
first grade. So 6 and 7. And I had it sitting on my table, and I had like newly put vinyl on it, and it said my name, and it was like, you know, I loved my Yeti, and it's sitting there with my cold water in it. And it was like the child in your class that you know is just pokes every button of yours. They just know how to do it.
It gives
They
them
just know.
energy and life to take a little bit of yours. Yeah.
Energy
It was
vampires.
that child. It was
Love
that child. And he just comes up, it's again sitting on top of the table, and he just comes right on over and licks from the bottom to the top of it. And I
While staring at you.
I know, yeah, while staring, yes, while staring. And my mouth is just open and I'm saying, what are you doing? That was my response.
What color was this bottle? Like it matters. But what
It was silver with
silver. Like it's like a
you know,
like it's red or blue.
Isn't that between siblings? Isn't that the best way to mark something as yours? Maybe he just really wanted it.
Is that what you did?
Like, what is going through, again, first grader? What is going through your first grade mind to think it is okay to go lick your teacher's drink from top to or from bottom to top? And I immediately went and dumped it in my sink and said, okay, I'll be washing that at lunch and taking that home. And I guess my drink is now gone and it's going to go home and get sanitized.
So he just came up to you, came up to your bottle and just tasted it.
That's nice.
Silver.
How nice.
My toddler, my own toddler. I don't even think my toddler would do that.
No.
He's pretty feral.
I don't know. Mine might. And she would make deep eye contact with you while she's doing it.
Mine would do it after I said, please don't do that. Then he would go do it. I would have to make sure I say, please don't do that. So he could go do that then. So,
yeah, kids' germs are gross. I feel like my immune system was better when I was in the classroom, touching computers on a regular basis.
Absolutely. I actually have a picture of that Yeti somewhere. It popped up in like my memories of like I had posted it like that day, like first day of school vibes or something like that on Facebook. And you know how like your memories pop up on Facebook again. I won't be able to find it now, but yeah, it did pop up again. It reminded me of that lovely story.
Did you guys ever teach like remote school, or were you already out of the classroom by the time COVID came around?
I was out.
You too, Daryl?
Yeah, I was out, but I was still out of school during the time.
Yeah.
I was teaching teachers how to teach remote during that time. It was hectic. It was crazy. But.
Yeah, I was doing that too and was trying to run high school classes. I had moved to the high school at that point, and that was a challenge. But I something about it made me think of what we were talking about, made me think of when we had to do, again, mine always revolve around testing, but this was like we still were trying to do testing in like April, and no one knew what they were doing with like remote school yet or anything like that. And it's same class. I had like moved up with these same kids and was now teaching them as 9th graders, I think. And one of my favorites, who was definitely like a troublemaker, but the sweetest kind, we were in the middle of testing, and our thing was we had to, like, I had to have my camera on, and they had to have their camera on while they were taking a test. So it was like, I feel like a testing is more of a punishment for a teacher really at that point, because now I'm just like watching them. It was awesome. And I see this kid, and his eyes start to flutter, I was like, oh no. he's falling asleep.
Wake up!
And so I'm like very far from him. And like where normally you just like do a little like
Yeah, little tap. Yeah.
Yeah. And so
Every
I was
2
like, oh, no.
minutes.
And so I'm like sending him messages on Teams. I was like, hey bud, you doing all right over there? And he's still, you know, the eyes are now just like we're nodding. You know what I mean? Like he's catching himself a little bit. And I'm like, oh no. And I'm like trying to and now I'm like emailing him. Like maybe that'll send something up on his computer.
High schoolers checking their emails.
There's nothing I can do. There's truly, I'm sure he turned his like music on and sound off or something like that. And
so we're happily on mute.
Yeah. So now his head's fully down asleep. And I'm like, oh no. Because it's what is it? The main like once a year testing where like you can't mess this up type of.
Oh, you won't graduate. Yeah. Oh, you want
right. Or like, or even like as a teacher, like if you misadminister it, the whole class has got to take it again, or you know. And so I was like, oh my God. And so I finally I'm like, oh, I'm gonna call his mom. Like maybe his mom's home, clearly, because no one can go to work at this point. And so I call his mom. She answers, and I see in his room the door opens and like, well, poor guy. And he's like responding like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
It's like,
now it's a testing violation because there was someone else in the room.
No, you've been on a screen all day long when you're used to not being on.
Poor baby.
Yeah.
That's tired.
I know.
You were still in the classroom during that time.
What's that?
I didn't realize you were still in the classroom during.
Yeah, I left in like the following school year. Was when I started working on that app. But yeah, So I got to experience the full school year of COVID.
Which was, it seemed like it was so long ago, but it wasn't. It was like yesterday.
Yeah.
Sometimes it feels like forever ago, and sometimes it feels like yesterday. Like when I was telling someone that I started working on Stickity in 2019, and then I went, so like 5 years ago, I was like, ugh.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. We're in 2024.
See?
That is weird to think about.
Yeah. So.
You know, it's a leap year this year, so we'll have an extra day in February.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I made a sticker for it too.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
How often do you knock these stickers out? Like, do you have like a new sticker that you release? Like,
I try to do monthly ones.
Okay, that's how you New Year's monthly. Like, fun one.
Yeah. So February's got like all the Valentine's Day, Black History Month, Chinese New Year, all that.
You have some Lunar New Year ones?
I do. I put some lanterns. I put the Year of the Dragon, which just feels awesome.
Yeah.
And then
that's why we went to Disney this year.
Oh, really?
They had a Lunar New Year.
Did it already happen? Like, did I miss it?
No, it's actually, I believe it's this weekend. I think. Yeah.
Because I know sometimes it's like late January.
Yeah,
right?
It changes. I don't know how it works, but it changes. It could be in January, it could be in February. But
Chinese New Year.
Because you're if you go to a Chinese restaurant and you have that placemat that tells you your Chinese zodiac sign, and it's always by your the year that you're born, like 86 or whatever. But like if you're born like early in certain years, you're actually a different Chinese zodiac.
I didn't know. Like if you have like an early January birthday.
Yeah. So you have to see.
Yeah.
I believe.
Let's see.
The New Year.
1989 animal.
Mine's a rat.
Mine's a snake. I don't know which is worse. I do. You know what? I remember this because 1988 was the other kids in my class, and they were Year of the Dragon, and I remember being like, "Cool."
Sabrina's a dragon.
Y'all are cool.
Yeah.
Sabrina's a
dragon.
I'm a
snake.
I'm a tiger.
Yeah. A tiger, that's cool.
That is cool. I know. I was always disappointed in the Year of the Rat. Like,
yeah. Yay. Can we rebrand Chinese New Year, please? I have some other animal suggestions. Yeah, that's it for our we call this the fried funnies. I don't know if we said that in the beginning, but we're calling this the fried funnies, where we just get together and chat and tell funny stories and make each other laugh and bring a little bit of joy to our week. So hopefully it brought a little bit of joy to yours. We are wishing everybody luck at TCEA right now. We miss most of our team. I hope everyone who's listening to this episode was there last week and just couldn't believe all the new knowledge that they were getting. If not, check us out on socials and on YouTube and all of that. There's lots of good stuff that our learning guides put out all the time. What am I missing, Daryl? Anything?
I'd say hopefully if I can get this episode out in the next day or two, they can watch it on the way back home to their campuses.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's perfect. A little listen.
Now I'm gonna have to do it.
Yes, you're gonna have to do that. Put everything else aside. All right.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.